No rest. You'll see it all. You'll feel it, the cold. In the coming, it is worse. Much worse.
Datura makes you, the onset of it, when it comes on, it kind of, you start feeling weird and stumbly, and your vision kind of decreases a little bit, and then you'll start hearing a lot of stuff like music coming out of the walls. And I've seen like hobby horses and weird things like on the side of the road, like sparkly horse unicorn type of things, like transparent unicorns with sparkles around them, all kinds of weird stuff. When I was younger, I used to revel in the plant, kind of. I used to plant it around and show it to people and find different species of it and stuff. But now that I know the dangers of it, and I've almost killed myself on it, when I was experimenting with it, it's not a good thing to mess with.
How old were you when you first tried it?
I was in my late 20s, and I regret it. It's something I have never tried again since. It's not the kind of high that is like a high, it's more of a poisoning than a high. It's, just a couple of these seeds, a nice handful's enough to kill somebody. I mean, it's just too much,
What are some of the dangers involved with Jimson weed?
Poisoning and death, madness, complete madness for the rest of your life. Every once in a while you get a kid that's lucky enough to live through it, but usually they die because Jimson weed makes you so you cannot urinate for days. And it also makes you very thirsty at the same time, so you end up having your bladder explode. It makes you see things that aren't there completely, not like LSD where you see like walls move and stuff like you breathe and stuff like that. You just see objects that aren't there. People that aren't there come and talk to you for hours. You smoke imaginary cigarettes, which is a bad thing because you could be smoking a real cigarette and not even know it. The only people that have messed with this plant successfully have been shamans and rain priests, stuff like that, all along the peninsula, going down through Mexico into South America and all through South America. Voodoo priests down in Haiti. What they did was, for years, they used to turn people into zombies. It's like a part of their religion. They use part tetrotoxin, which is the toxin from the pufferfish, which brings your respiratory rate down to a level that cannot be registered on any equipment, medical equipment. And also they added the Datura to the mix for the zombie effect. And what they did was they'd give you this poison. They'd poison you with the tetrotoxin and the Datura and bury you for a few days. And then they'd resurrect you and they'd say that you were a zombie, but really what really happened was your breath was just brought down to the point where it was at the shallowest point right before death, and the zombie part was just because you were so intoxicated on the Datura.
That's from Serpent and the Rainbow, right?
Yes, yes. And people, of course people died in that process also. Yeah, I took Jimson weed.
What about it?
If you ever wanted to know exactly what Jimson weed could do to you, pay very close attention to what you're about to see. It's a tape Chula Vista police made of James and his friend under the influence of Jimson weed. The two are so impaired they can't even speak. Again, what you're about to see is no act.
Have you taken some drugs today?
James and his friend are truly in a world known only to them. Here you see them pass a cigarette to each other, only there is no cigarette. James' friend later smokes it and actually flicks the ashes. Again, there is nothing in his hand. James styles his hair with an imaginary comb. He beckons to friends in the room that only he can see. There is fear in the eyes of both boys, and major anxiety. Motor coordination skills are almost completely gone.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Okay?
Grows everywhere. It's throughout the whole United States, Canada, Mexico, every peninsula. During the fall, you'll see the capsule opening up with black seeds inside of it. Or in the case of the other Datura, you'll see like a hanging upside down spherical, like round capsule with thorns on it, with brown seeds dangling out of it, or on the ground underneath it. Giant white flowers for the inoxia, and small white flowers for the Jimson weed. That's why if this plant are all categorized as nightshade, because these plants, the flowers bloom at night, overnight, into the early morning hours, and then disintegrate. You go like this, you can really smell it now.
Oh yeah.
Smell of death. But the reason why I even agreed to this filming of me talking about this plant is to get the message out that, you know, it's a beautiful thing to have in your yard. This particular Datura has very beautiful white flowers on it. But it's to also to warn people to educate their children about it. You know, to make sure that they know not to eat these things. Especially if you're in the range of like 12 to like 17 years old, that type of youth, it's a very bad idea to experiment with it, because you got kids that don't know what they're doing, and they go out and they eat, literally, they've eaten like 3 thorn apples full of seeds and killed themselves. There was kids in the Carolinas, Virginia area that did that, and there was several deaths every year down in Florida from the tree Daturas, from kids eating those, because those are even more potent than the Jimson weed. If you overdose on it, it just shut your kidney down. It's like, it's not even a point of being able to try to piss anymore. It's you know, then you explode because your urine's stuck in your body and stuff. The kids that died from it, they were really, I mean, they really didn't have much knowledge of it, because they ate a dose that would kill several children. They ate a dose that would kill a classroom full of children. They ate like 3 of these full.
Really?
Yeah, look how many seeds are in there. It's hundreds of seeds. And their kidney shut down and they died. That was it. But Jimson weed, I would recommend, is not good for a high, you know, to mess around with. It's nowhere near as fun as anything that you've ever taken. It's actually not fun at all.